Coming to you live from all over the great state of Oklahoma. You're listening to your favorite podcast. It's Burgers and Brats with your hosts Braxton Poe and Matt Marks.
Welcome to a snowy Oklahoma. We are excited for the snow. We're getting a blizzard this weekend, so it should be fun. We've got special guest Dylan Criquet Danielson, Oral Roberts baseball star, joining us here today. We're going to talk some MLB, some NBA, and just all fun sports and some baseball with our guy. But first, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, and anywhere else you get your podcasts at Burgers Brats. Stay up to date with our latest news on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Burgers Brats. And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you see the great Dylan Criquet Danielson. Dylan, thank you so much for being with us.
What's up, Matt? What's up, Braxton? Appreciate you guys having me on the show today. Second time joining you guys.
Second time, baby. We're glad to have you back, man.
Get it.
Now I see you working on the beard cricket.
Yeah, goatee. I used to go clean shaven, but now going. I've been growing the goatee a little bit. Might go for game day opening series. Might go just stash. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Do they make you grow up for baseball?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought there's just an unwritten rule where you gotta have facial hair.
My freshman year, we had to be clean shaven.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I was at
like the Yankees.
So. Yeah. Yeah. Some places, some coaches have it like it's an old school thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that. Dylan, you are now at Oral Roberts University. Your first year there. How are you enjoying it in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I love it, man. Tulsa area. I mean, with COVID and everything, it's kind of hard to get out and do stuff like normal. You know, COVID's affected a lot of things. But like, I mean, Oklahoma weather. So like, I mean, other than this past week, it has been pretty good. You can get outside, you can practice, you can play outside. Unlike in Minnesota, you're stuck with a foot of snow until April and stuff. So, but no, it's been good. I'm really loving the coaching staff. I'm loving the team. And I think the season this year is going to be awesome. So.
Yeah, Tulsa is really fun. I really enjoy Tulsa. About the snow. I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, we're finally getting blizzards in Oklahoma. How excited are you? It's going to be like hometown Minnesota here for you.
Okay, this is not a blizzard, Braxton.
They're saying it's going to be a blizzard, man. They're saying this is going to be a blizzard.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in the next few days, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
In the next few days, not right now. Next few days.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens, and maybe we'll be shut down for a few days because you guys don't know how to drive and this stuff. We got the last 2 days canceled. They're like we couldn't meet on campus because of it was too icy or whatever. So.
Did you have class today? We had to go to class today. Like.
We had class.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. I love the snow. So not the ice, but
yeah.
So we talked to you a little bit during the summer about practicing in COVID. This was kind of before you got fully acquainted with the school and everything. What's it like being practicing during COVID? What's it just like getting ready for the season with all these COVID protocols? Take me through a day with COVID protocols in baseball at ORU.
Well, right now, all we have to do, I mean, we just show up and we practice like normal, except we just have to try to just socially distance as much as we can. We have to wear a mask whenever we're within like 6 feet of people. It was a lot more strict, I would say, in the fall, and with like having to hand sanitize, like we couldn't fill up our own water bottle. We couldn't even use our locker room. But now this spring, we have our locker room back, so we can all like bond in there. Right now, since it's like we're going through this weather, we can't be outside. So we have an indoor that we can practice in and everything, and we've been practicing there. But there's also a lot of other sports that have to, like soccer has to practice, and they use our indoor. So we have to. There can only be like one group in there at a time. Like we can't have two teams, so we're kind of limited right now with practice times and. Yeah, and I think starting up on tomorrow, we have COVID testing. So we'll have like tomorrow, everyone gets tested for antigen results. And then after that, I think every week we'll have half the team gets tested, and to see like if we're doing our part and staying COVID free and stuff.
So since you're an outfielder, do you have to stay with the outfielders? And I'm sure they probably already do that without COVID, but do you have to stay in a specific group with your players?
No, I mean I'm both infield and outfield. I've been working a little bit third and a little bit like right and left, so I kind of bounce back and forth between infield and outfield. And it all honestly, like our hitting groups right now, it all depends on class time. Like we have like an early group that starts at 1:30, and then we'll do like a little bit of team defense at like 3 when everyone's usually out of class, and then at let's say about 4, the people that couldn't come to the first group because of class then have their hitting session. So it's kind of all, we all like kind of get together, and it switches around every day. So
All right, Matt, we're talking to the next A-Rod over here.
Yeah, that's right. I know, right? Hey, Cricket, so talk a little bit about your journey. When we first met, you were at OU, you went and played in Iowa, and then now you're here in Tulsa. Talk about your journey, what you've learned along the way, and transferring to different institutions, and kind of for anybody out there that, is looking to play ball, and, sometimes you have to move around a little bit to get where you want to be. Talk a little bit about your journey, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I started out my freshman year at OU, like you said, and there I redshirted, and then and I got to play with a lot of great players like Steele Walker, Kyler Murray, Jake Irvin, and just a bunch of other just amazing people. And so from there, my biggest takeaway was just, as I redshirted, was just being able to learn from all of like the people that were like so good there, and I kind of picked apart some of their brains and try to take as much as I could from them, and just watching their style of play at the high level. And then my second year, I transferred to North Iowa Area Community College, which is the JUCO route. I was there for the past 2 years, and there I just learned a lot more, just like I would say, I don't know, a little bit more grittiness, I guess, because JUCO lifestyle is not as, you're not as privileged as a Division I or Division II or whatever. You have to take 16-hour bus rides and practice a lot, and so yeah. And then now I'm here at Oral Roberts University, and here it's just amazing, like the culture we have, the group of guys, the coaching staff. It's just all genuine, and even the people here at the school they're just so genuine. Professors amazing. So far it's been a great experience here, and I'm loving it.
That's good to hear. Yeah, we wish you were still here. We miss you here down here in Norman, but I'm excited to hear how your season goes.
Yeah, you had the best roommate, I heard, freshman year at Henningsen.
Yeah, Tyler Hardman. Not you. Tyler Hardman, best roomie.
Don't forget Mason.
And Mason. Not you though.
Worst RA though.
I did have the best RA though.
What?
Yeah, Kobe, right?
What?
No, Shelton. You guys
Shelton,
didn't have.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have Koki. Koki was down on the other floor. That's right.
Yeah.
So Cricket, what are you expecting? I mean, for this season, you're getting ready. I mean, to play baseball in COVID. You talked about everything that you've had to do. I mean, what are you looking for just on opening day? Like when you can get to play first game, what are you excited about the most?
Honestly, just being able to get out there and just compete against another team. I mean, for me and all the guys here, like our seasons got cut short last year around April, or not. It was like the first 2 weeks, maybe early May or something. And it just sucked, like having to hear that like our season was done, and some people, like some of the seniors they didn't know if they're going to be able to play again, but obviously they got to come back and they get a second chance, So just getting out on the field and just being able to compete and just let everything go loose, and I don't know, just have fun.
So what are some of your season goals, not as a team, not just as a team, but yourself as well? Like what do you batting average, what do you expect to hit, home runs, What do you think on that? What are your expectations for the season, team and yourself?
For me, I mean, right now I just want to be able to compete for a starting spot on the lineup, and when I get there, do the best I can, regardless of whatever happens. Whether it's defensively, offensively, I want to be able to contribute the best I can to the team. And we really really tone in on quality at bat. So we try to have like a good like 55% quality at bat percentage. So if I could hit that range, that'd be amazing. And for a team, we obviously Omaha is the end goal. That's what everyone wants to do. But also along with that, Nebraska Omaha took the conference title from ORU 2 years ago, or like I guess the last full season that we had. So we're looking forward to being able to compete for that conference title, and this year will be at their place. So we'll get to go back there and hopefully bring it back home here.
Yes, sir. I want 300 home runs on the year, nothing less. Right?
300. Yeah, it is good though, because we a lot of people with COVID might not have a full 56 game schedule with conference like limitations, like the Big Ten. They canceled on us already. But we're fortunate enough to we found extra games, so we have a complete 56 game schedule, and I don't know how many other universities have that. So we'll have a lot of opportunities to be playing and get ready for when May rolls around and conference tournament comes.
Well, you said they canceled on you guys, and you're being very humble. They just didn't want to face you, Cricket. They knew that you destroyed through the conference. So maybe COVID, but we know why they really canceled against you guys. You're going to tear them up.
It was going to be cool because like part of our conference is up in North Dakota, NDSU, and South Dakota, SDSU. So those are two towns that are like SDSU is like 45 minutes from my hometown, and then NDSU is about 3 hours. So we've usually played Minnesota like as a midweek when we travel up there. And so it'd kind of been cool to be able to play SDSU, NDSU, and Minnesota all in my area. But Big Ten kind of followed suit with what they did in football and just played in conference.
That's why no one likes them, bro. We don't like them.
Yeah, let's hope they don't follow suit with their other rules with Ohio State. But we talked enough about that on another podcast. But
the ORU comes to OU this year?
Yeah, we play midweek, I believe, at OU. Not sure when, but we'll come down there.
We'll be there. We will be there. Unless there's a blizzard.
I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be too late for that. Hopefully.
You never know.
Hopefully. We don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So talking about the season, what's one of the games or series that you're most looking forward to play? Well, I guess you talked what could have been one, but since that's not happening, what's another one that you're looking forward to?
Definitely LSU. We go down to LSU our, I think, third weekend, and LSU's atmosphere is typically unreal. I mean, I think they're probably one of the top 5, if not 3 schools that like bring in attendance. And obviously like the attendance is going to be cut down a little bit, but I mean, still the atmosphere is going to be sick. Like just playing LSU, they're typically a top 25 team for sure. So being able to play that down there in Baton Rouge will be pretty sick.
I don't think their attendance will be cut down in LSU, man. Not down there. It's different down there in the South.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's not. It'll be sick to play in front of 9,000, but 9,000 rowdy fans. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. So,
Matt, any other questions?
I think you answered all of them. And Braxton beat me to him probably on the other ones. So
you started saying one, then I was like, that's mine.
Yeah, I know, going back and forth. No, but Cricket, we're excited for you, man. Excited for all you out there that, student athletes, and get an opportunity to resume your season, hopefully get through the whole season and with fans again and things, slightly returning to a little normal along the way. But it's exciting. That game in LSU will be fun. I'm excited when you're down here in Norman. We will try to figure out how we can get in there. If we have to sneak in, I didn't say that.
We can jump the fence.
You guys can You guys can just watch from the berm.
That's true. Yeah, I've already heard that a lot of people are already trying to. That's what they've been doing for like practices and things. Are just already bring their trucks up there, and I don't think people are too happy that people are doing that because of COVID. But no, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what I can do. I can maybe get you guys tickets or something.
Oh heck yeah!
I think we get so many tickets like to like certain games. It depends on like the teams or the conferences like rules with COVID. And so if I have enough tickets and I can give tickets, I can give them to you guys if my parents don't come.
My bro. Ooh.
It'll be RU or ORU too, so I don't think many students will go to the game.
Yeah, it'll be a midweek.
Well,
game.
we're gonna go because we're a friend. I'm not gonna go watch ORU play.
We'll have most like I'm sure a lot of the families from around on our team will probably come. We have a lot of like local Tulsa and kind of kids around the Tulsa area that live here. So
yeah,
true.
We'll find a way.
Hey, one other question, Cricket. Do you keep in touch with any of the guys from OU or Iowa? I mean, I'm sure you keep in touch with a few guys, but do you keep in touch with a lot of them?
From OU, maybe every now and then, I might hit them up. I do keep in touch with some of the guys from my JUCO. I'll talk to them every now and then and FaceTime them whenever I'm on the road. So yeah.
Not while you're driving, hopefully, right? Not on the road driving.
I didn't say I was driving. I just said I was on the road. I could be in the parking lot.
Well, it was implied. I mean, come on.
Not during the blizzard, bro.
No.
Dylan, thank you for sitting down to interview with us again. Can't believe it's already been a couple months since the last one. But we're glad to have you stick around this time, and we're going to talk some MLB. We'll be seeing you in the pros hopefully soon with some pinstripes. I'm going to come to those games. Pinstripes, I'll be at every single one. Matt, take over MLB segment. You know the most. Trevor Bauer to the Dodgers. I saw that.
Yeah, Bauer to the Dodgers. He was playing a little mind games with everyone on Twitter this offseason. And Cricket, I want to get your reaction on him going to the Dodgers in a second. But the Mets and Dodgers were the final two. It looked like he was going to go Mets. And then he said, no, I'm going Dodgers. And the Dodgers rotation is just going to be stacked. Their lineup is already stacked. They're probably got to be the favorites to go back and win again. So Cricket, you like the, I mean, what do you feel about this move? I mean, this is a guy that was dominant last year. And also really fun on Twitter. And he's got a good personality. He'll fit in LA, I'm sure. What are your thoughts on this move?
I mean, like you said, they're gonna be a powerhouse, man. Like their pitching staff last year with Buehler, Day, Kershaw was just already lights out, and they obviously won the World Series with that pitching staff. And now they get the Cy Young Award winner Trevor Bauer, who is gonna go there, and he's just gonna pretty much just dominate for them as well. I think for him, it's probably the right move. I mean, if he wants to win a championship, I mean, going to the Padres, Yankees, probably his best chance of getting into the playoffs and winning a World Series. Not the Yankees. Don't like the Yankees, Braxton. Sorry.
It's okay, twin.
But no, I think that's a huge move for him, and the Dodgers. They're just going to dominate that in the playoffs again. So.
Yeah, I want to say, why not go to the Dodgers? They just won the World Series. They're bringing back everyone basically, plus Bauer. We'll see if Kershaw can still pitch in the postseason. He did pitch last year after.
His curse was broken last year.
Yeah, so let's see if the curse is gone or they just gave him one year hiatus. But yeah, that team should make it back to the World Series at least, if not repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I've got to look back at the numbers. Isn't Bauer getting paid like $40 million or something a season? Which is, and there was a graphic and we talked about it that that's more than three other teams, almost like payroll or something. I mean, and maybe his total length of his contract or something, whatever it was, which is insane. I mean, Bauer's worth it. I mean, for what he did last year, but is he worth that much money? I mean, if you're the Dodgers, you can pay for it, but that's a lot of money. I don't know why it shocks me, even though as good as he was last year. Cricket, I mean, you think that, I know that's how baseball goes now. Everyone's getting more and more money.
Yeah. I would say that is a lot of money. Um, and I think he struggled 2 years ago, and he had a bounce back year last year and had a Cy Young award, which I mean maybe it might be a lot of money for a guy that just had one great season. I mean, not saying he's not great, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, that's baseball now these days. Like if a team wants a player, they're gonna pay him for it, and there's a lot of people. I just watched the movie Moneyball. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it's
Good
all
movie.
about like trying to create the lowest salary team, and now there's just teams that one guy pretty much almost doubles some other team's entire team, and I'm sure eventually they'll put a cap on something like a minimum or a maximum cap, which they probably should pretty soon because the way I'm seeing it, the MLB is turning into the NBA, NBA with just teams that just have literally everybody, and there's just gonna be powerhouses.
Well, that's what you said from Moneyball. I mean, that's the Oakland A's. That's what they do. I mean, that's their system of just shedding guys that were great and getting rid of their salary and moving them, moving out them to somewhere else. You bring up prospects, they don't stay very long. And that's why teams now for Oakland, it sometimes has worked. They can get with really low payroll and kind of make their way. But you look at the disparities in the league. You have your LA, you have maybe now you can talk your Padres, you've got New York, and then you've got teams like Tampa. I mean, and Pittsburgh. So that's what's tough in the league. And one thing, and I also, Brax, I don't think we have this on our rundown for tonight, but I'm going to throw this in there. That look at what the Rockies did just recently, and they shipped Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals. And what people are not even calling a trade, they're calling it a heist. I mean, the Cardinals finagled the Rockies and said, we're going to take your best player. You're also going to help give us money, and we'll give you some prospect. I mean, it was a lopsided deal. Yeah. So now the Rockies are projected to have over 100 losses. Their team's going to be crap. And I don't get that move. I mean, what'd you think when you saw that trade to the Cardinals?
Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot of the same as you. I mean, I have two teammates that are from Colorado, and they were just absolutely just heated about the whole decision because, like, I mean, their whole team is based around him and Blackman, and now they lost easily their best like athlete. So now they got to try to replace them with, like you said, a minor leaguer that doesn't have any experience and. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that, but I mean that's a win for the Cardinals, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean a huge win, and we also, there's Trevor Story there, and Story I think is a free agent as well after this upcoming season, so he could very much be gone, and I'm sure he has no really incentive to want to stay. So the Rockies go from a team that, and I forgot how they finished last season. I don't think they were very good, but in the last couple years before that, we're a better team, and now they've just said we're going to look for the future again and go into a long rebuild because there's no way in the next couple of years they're going to be good with this roster. It's not just a retooling. They're going through a major rebuild. And that's tough. I felt like they threw away their franchise with that deal, and it made absolutely no sense. Yeah. Why the Cardinals?
They're going to be in a rebuilding stage for probably quite some time, and I don't know if their reasoning behind it was money or something. I have no idea, but I mean, if you're a Rockies fan, I guess that kind of sucks. So you gotta have to wait a few years.
Yeah. As a mid-level Cardinals fan, I'm happy for this. I'm loving it. Now, Cardinals are like my second, third team, so I'm loving this trade. And then the Rockies were pretty good not too long ago, a few years ago. They're like one of the better teams. So,
yeah, but
yeah, well,
I think a team that's going to really thrive, I think this year will be the Mets because they should have Syndergaard back. Obviously DeGrom, who's always a Cy Young contender. They got Stroman. They just got Francisco Lindor from the Indians. So, I mean, I think they're sitting pretty tight, especially with Pete Alonso as well. So.
And they've got a new owner that is very involved and wants to make the Mets great. I mean, that's what we've seen from day one. This Mets team, and we've talked about them the last couple of weeks, they really have improved. They're in a tough division. I mean, what we've seen is the Nationals have been good of recent. The Braves are now looking really good. You've got the Phillies that have weapons, but haven't looked great. You've got the Marlins now that maybe, they're making some noise. So this division, I think, is going to be tougher. And the Mets continue to improve, and they've made a lot of improvement this offseason to try to get better. So that, you're right, that is a team to watch. They were also involved and I believe it was in a trade with the Red Sox and Kansas City for Andrew Benintendi. I think the Mets were the third team for like a player to be named later and another prospect. But Benintendi goes from the Red Sox to Kansas City, and Franchi Cordero, their outfielder, goes to the Red Sox, I believe. This is a big pickup for the Royals. I mean, you get Benintendi. That's a good piece for a Royals team that is really still going through a rebuild after they win the World Series. They kind of shed some guys, let some guys go. Pretty good deal for KC.
Yeah, I mean, they were a powerhouse. I mean, they had really like 2 or 3 years there where they were just spot on, and they made a run for the title every single year, and then they kind of just fell off after they won that World Series and kind of been back in a rebuild. And I mean, getting Andrew Benintendi, it's gonna be huge for them.
Yeah, as a mid-level Kansas City Royals fan too, I do enjoy this.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say as a mid-level Red Sox fan. I'll say there's no way you're about to say that.
I got the Yankees, the Cubs, the Cardinals. I know that doesn't mix. But then the Royals. Those are my four. We
don't even have to talk about the Yankees. The Yankees just have they just pay for whatever they want.
We're freaking cursed though, man. We can't win. We had to face the cheaters so many years in a row. That was in our prime. So.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't run into the Twins last year.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are lucky though, because I think Serviano should be back this year too.
Better be, please. We don't have to knock it though. That kind of hurts. But
yeah, that's the Yankees. They'll figure out.
Pinstripes going all the way this year. I'm calling it. 4th year in a row.
Who?
Pinstripes.
Oh, like back to the playoffs or to the World Series?
To the World Series. 4 years. We're going win it. Calling it 4 years in a row now. God, 4 years, man. We've been cheated out. 4 years.
Really? 4 years? Yeah.
We got a guest star on our podcast. What else for MLB do you have, Matt?
Well, I mean, that was the biggest news right there with those trades. I think that's it, Braxton. I mean, I think it's going to be between the Dodgers. Yeah, sure, your Yankees will be there too, but I don't think they're going to go all the way. We'll talk about that in a later episode, though. But I think it's going to be Dodgers right now.
You don't have the Yankees going all the way?
No. Wow. I'm not going to watch Tampa do it again.
Are we doing our predictions of who's winning it?
Yeah, what do you got?
Who you got
go for it.
I'm going to go Padres. Padres winning it with getting Snell. And then sleeper team, hate to say it, Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, no, they won't win it. They won't win it, but they'll at least make it to the ALDS.
Who do the Padres beat in the World Series?
Let's see. I want to say the Yankees, but Yankees, I guess. I go with the Yankees.
I'm going Yankees beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
Look, Criquet, you got Nelson Cruz back, so that's all you need. Nelly Cruz is back for you guys. He'll hit some bombs for you.
Yeah.
Dylan, anything else you'd like to talk about for the MLB?
I guess one thing about COVID, with the COVID thing I was talking to you guys about earlier was they're doing some contact tracing bracelets, I heard, for it's like some kind of bracelet they wear around, and if they test positive, it tracks wherever they were. And I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting because, like, if they say there's a dude that gets hits a double and some shortstop gets popped for COVID, and it's going to show that that guy was within 6 feet of that shortstop. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting if they follow through with that. And I don't know, I guess with COVID, that's just something interesting that I saw.
Yeah, I wish we had some of those. Those sound awesome. I saw the NBA had like rings when they did it, but I don't know if they ever did that during the bubble. But I'd love to have one of those. Let's move into on this day in history. Then we'll talk some NBA. 1660, the year 660. Yeah, did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right. Japan is founded. 1947, French designer Christian Dior presents his first influential collection. Then 1996, Tupac Shakur releases his fourth studio album, All Eyes on Me. Have you guys seen that movie? All Eyes on Me?
Nope.
Okay, I'm the only one. All right, sweet. Uh, Happy birthdays. We got to give out Burt Reynolds, Charles Darwin, and Bill Russell. Happy birthday. Only one is alive. Happy birthday to those three. Make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, anywhere else you get your podcast at Burgers&Brats. Stay up to date with our latest news on Twitter and Instagram at Burgers&Brats. And if you're watching, follow us on YouTube at Burgers&Brats. Let's move into some NBA. Dylan, have you been keeping up with the NBA at all?
Nope.
All right. It'll be a quick segment then. NBA All-Star Game is coming up pretty soon. You watch the dunk contest, you watch All-Star Weekend. Do you watch those when they come on?
Yeah, I'll watch the dunk contest.
So the NBA is eyeing a halftime dunk contest for the All-Star Game. I love this. Get LeBron playing the first half and then send him out to do the dunk contest. Maybe he'll finally do it. Hopefully, since it's just right then. Matt, what's your thought on halftime dunk contest?
Yeah, look, I think this is better. I know in the past, you've got performers coming in doing a halftime show. That's great for the Super Bowl, but not for the NBA All-Star Game. Let's do the skills challenge. Let's do the dunk contest. I mean, probably only can get one thing in at halftime. Do the dunk contest during halftime. I think that's a lot more entertaining than just having a performer, go out there. It's a COVID year, so let's see what happens. Try it that way. I'm all for it. I think it'll be entertaining. I want to know who's going to be in it. I know you said LeBron. Honestly, let's see if there's a couple of rookies out there to put in if they're not going to be all-stars, because, I'm sure some of those players, if they're a starter in the all-star game, are going to want an actual halftime of a break, So put some rookies in. Make it fun. Make it entertaining.
Get Zion in there.
Maybe he'll
Heck
do it.
Yeah.
I hope he does. Put Aaron Gordon in it, but then he'll be screwed out of title, of course.
Put Dwight Howard in again so we can see him again.
I'd love for that. MVP race right now. LeBron James is leading. Embiid is in second, behind a few points. Then the Gotic, the best center in the league, Nikola Jokic, in third. Matt, the best passing center, the best scorer in the league, man. So that's your MVP race. Some standings. I'll dive into this. I want to get your opinion on the Nets, Dylan. What are your thoughts on that super team?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No.
James Harden, KD, Kyrie. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I think Dylan.
That sounds like a typical NBA team to me.
Yeah, like you were talking about with the MLB teams are becoming NBA teams, superstars.
I think Dylan speaks for a lot of us. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
The Nets, up and down season. I mean, a team that, they're 15-12, but honestly, I don't know. I go back on. I don't know if I go back on my pick of having them win it all. I don't believe that anymore because of that. That was before Harden, and Harden helps. Yes, don't get me wrong, but that team full of too many personalities. It will get them. It'll bite them somewhere along the way.
That's what I've heard.
I'd love to be a fan of the Nets this year, but Matt, do you know the standings? You want me to read them off to you?
I've got them pulled up, so
right,
we can talk about.
One of my surprise, I think the Nets were second last time we did this. They're now in third. Celtics are fourth. I thought they'd be 1 or 2. Raptors though come back to the fifth. They weren't ranked last time, and I know I picked them kind of up high. I don't remember what you did, but the Pacers are just falling. And the Hornets and the Hawks, man. LaMelo Ball, Trae Young are carrying those teams to the playoffs. So what are your thoughts on the East?
Well, we've got 4 teams over 500. That's pretty bad. Normally, it's going to even out. It's still way too early, but normally we'll see at least 6 teams. So we only got 4 right now. But looking at the teams, you mentioned it, the Raptors are getting hot. They're moving up. The Pacers have lost 4 in a row. The Cavs have lost 5 in a row. The Cavs are really cool. They've been bad. They've been 2-8 in their last 10. We're seeing Miami, though, win 3 in a row. Miami is kind of emerging a little bit because they were really in the pits. But again, the Wizards and the Pistons have not done much since we talked last time. We saw the trade that went through, Derrick Rose going to New York and Dennis Smith Jr. and a second-round pick going to Detroit. And Detroit 6-18. They are just terrible. They only have 1 win on the road. They're 1-11. They're actually 5-7 at home. That's not bad in this era or in this COVID year. But 1-11 on the road, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Dylan, do you keep up with Trae Young, some OU basketball?
Nope.
He said, "This is not my sport."
I don't think I've seen one play of NBA.
Gee, not even on Twitter. You haven't seen Trae ballin'?
No.
Wow, Twitter's whack. We're just paying attention to those stocks right now. That's what we're doing.
That's true.
In the West, Jazz are still number 1, Lakers 2, Clips 3. Suns are at 4, so they've been holding steady there for a little bit. You have Portland up at 5, Spurs at 6, coming back into the playoffs, and then the Nuggets have fallen to 7, and the Warriors at 8. A little surprising. Nuggets they all started off bad, but then they got hot. They got up to the 3 seed last week. Now they're all the way back down to 7. See how they start playing. But Portland, really haven't heard much from them this year, and they're the 5th seed. Jazz, they've been sustaining, even without D. Mitch. They won their games. We'll see how I think they're pretty legit this year. Warriors holding on to the 8th spot. I love it. And then the Suns doing pretty good basketball with Chris Paul and D-Book. Loving them at the 4 seed.
Yeah, you've got. Go ahead.
Where are my Wolves at?
The who?
My Wolves.
Bad.
Your Wolves are at the bottom of the league.
All right.
But 3 wins.
They're 6-19.
Oh wow. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, they are bad. They've lost 3 in a row. They're 2-8 in their last 10. When I look at the West, there's 10 teams over 500. So again, we have 4 teams in the East, 10 teams in the West. One thing, Mavs have won 3 in a row. They're getting hot. You talked about Phoenix. They've won 4 in a row. They're looking really good. And every team, sorry, Dylan, but Minnesota is still in this. And I know it's early. Minnesota is still in this. I get it, but not really. At 6-19, that's crap. But everyone else is either within 2.5 games out of a playoff spot. So you look at OKC, they're rebuilding. The Rockets trade away everybody, but they're 2 games under 500. Zion's 2 games under 500. Mavs are 2 games under 500. Then everyone else is at 500 or way above. Right now, you got Jazz, you got Lakers, maybe even the Clippers in that as well, and a tier of their own, and then everyone else. But this West is competitive, and we knew that coming into the season.
Yeah, the West carries the league as they have been the last few years. Anything else on the NBA?
Got nothing.
All right, let's move into our final segment. Who would you share a burger and brat with? Guest, go first.
So this is my interesting story. I read a story I saw on my news feed the other day of this one-eyed baseball player for the San Francisco Giants, and I digged into the story. I looked at it, and his name is Drew Robinson, and it was kind of a crazy story that he had. He was battling depression for, I think, 10 or 12 years, and he was able to somehow hide it from everyone that he was close with. And when quarantine hit, he was isolated by himself. He became very depressed, and he attempted to commit suicide. And what he ended up doing was he shot a gun through his head, and he literally passed out, or he shot himself through the eye. Bullet wound came out the other side, and he passed out. Woke up 4 hours later. He was in shock and he didn't feel any of the pain. And so he looked in the mirror, and he saw the bullet hole and everything, decided to take a shower, and then he went to sleep. And he woke up the next morning, and he was in the worst pain ever. Shock was gone. And so he contemplated on finishing it, and he decided not to, and he called 911. and I guess long story short, he ended up getting a prosthetic eye. Somehow he survived 20 hours with a bullet like hole in his head. And now the San Francisco Giants are going to give him a second chance with one eye to play for their organization. So they gave him a contract that wasn't like money guaranteed or anything guaranteed. They're just going to give him a second shot and see if he can become the second player to make the bigs with one eye. But the only other player that has he was a pitcher, the one that has previously done it, and this guy's a hitter. So hitting's hard enough with two eyes, and with one eye, I don't know how that's gonna go for him, but see what happens.
Yeah. Go ahead, Braxton.
You can go ahead.
I was just saying it's a really cool story. And I read it when it came out on ESPN, and anybody that has some time, definitely read Drew Robinson's story, because it really is impactful. Mental health is something that a lot of, it's a big topic that, and we should probably talk more about on our podcast. But anybody out there that is struggling, talk to somebody. That's so important, because you don't need to be bottling that up. I think everyone goes through a lot of crap, and it's always good to just talk with people. You got friends in your life that they're not going to make fun of you because they're probably going through something similar or something they can compare that to. So definitely open up and talk about it. Very impactful story. And I wish him the best of luck. When he spent some time in the Rangers organization, he was fun to watch. Hit a couple of home runs with the Rangers when he made it to the bigs. He was one of those journeymen that was going up and down. But I really I wish him the best and hope he can succeed again, because he's got a very powerful story.
Yeah. Well said, Matt. So my Burger and Brat. So do you love the South? And do you want to get paid to move there during this COVID year? I sound like I'm doing a commercial.
I feel like I'm watching a commercial here.
You love the South and you want to get paid to move there? Well, the historic city of Natchez, I hope I said that right, in Mississippi, Natchez, is
watching the name here. Good job, Braxton.
All right, Natchez. So go look that up, guys. Go I spelled it out for you, so go look it out. So Natchez, Mississippi is offering workers $2,500 in moving expenses and $300 a month for a year to move down there. There are only 30 slots available, and you have to buy a home that is 150 grand or more to qualify. But the medium house down there is 91,000. So you're pretty good house if you go 150 grand. The city is known for rich sunsets, vibrant festivals, and meandering bike paths and antebellum homes. So if you love the South, you can get paid to move there down in Mississippi. Doesn't look like a bad town. I looked at it. Not that bad.
What's the reasoning behind them paying? Like, why do they need to pay people?
Well, why would you want to go live in Mississippi?
Well, what got them to the conclusion of, let's just pay people to come live here?
Well, Dylan,
and only 30 people. The only thing I could see for that reasoning is like a very small town of like, say, 20 people. They're like, okay, we need like more business or something.
Yeah, the downtown didn't look too bad. A lot of cities are doing this. I know some places down in Mexico are doing this as well. But yeah, you'll see some small cities sometimes do this. Maybe that's why there's only probably 30 slots, because they can't afford to do that many more. And they're making by $150,000 house when the median one is only 91,000. So they earn some more money, but they're going to pay you and your expenses. If you're looking for a fresh start, why not go live down there? You get paid.
That was a wonderful commercial.
You get that stimmy check.
Yeah, I'll think about that commercial. I don't know if that commercial sold me.
You have to make another one, Braxton. Not convincing enough.
Name. It's because I botched the name.
Would you go live there, Braxton?
Sure. Why not? You only have to stay there for a year. I wouldn't mind it. It did not look too bad. It didn't look like one of those Mississippi towns. It looked pretty nice. Like those.
You're too high maintenance.
Well, again, we want to apologize to everyone in Mississippi who is offended from this last 30 minutes or 30 seconds.
It's got meandering bike paths, antebellum homes, vibrant festivals. What other town has all three of those? Norman doesn't.
Dylan, does that not sell you right there? Vibrant paths or whatever he said.
It says rich sunsets, so you know they're nice.
Because you can't see a sunset anywhere else but in Mississippi.
Yep.
All right. Well, I've got history made in the Super Bowl this past week. Sarah Thomas became the first woman referee to referee a Super Bowl. So that's awesome. History made. You know, we've seen a lot more women in men's sports and coaching and refereeing. And so that's pretty awesome that we had history made this year. So what a historic moment.
Yep. Dylan, thank you again so much for being on with us. We'll have you on again in a few months. Maybe when you're about to head to Omaha, we'll have you back on. But you want to give out your socials for everyone listening?
My social stuff?
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, Dylan Criquet. Look it up.
All right.
I'm looking it up right now, Cricket.
Let me look this
looking
up.
it up.
How do you spell cricket? Is it like cricket?
Criquet.
QT.
Yes, sir. Quet.
QT.
Yes, I am a cutie.
Anything else to add, guys? Just wish the best of luck to Dylan on the season.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
Thanks for having me, boys.
You're welcome, my guy. Everyone, thank you all for listening. Make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, and anywhere else you get your podcasts at Burgers&Brats. Stay updated with our latest news on Twitter, Instagram, and watch us on YouTube at Burgers&Brats. Matt and I, thanks for listening. Take care. Stay safe.